sooner or later. I gotta get some more heat in there. Well, one problem with coopering, historically, and it's still true in places like Speyside where they're making whiskey casks, you get paid by the piece. It's all piecework. So if you don't work hard and get X amount done in a day, you don't get paid much.
Wow. What happens if your barrel leaks? They come back at you on it?
Generally, you know if it's going to leak.
Before it goes out, huh? Do you test it or put some more liquid in it?
Well, it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it makes something, I don't even think about it, just assume it's going to be fine. But, I think whiskey casks are tested with air pressure, like 3 or 4 times air pressure.
Oh, okay.
Beer casks have to take a lot of pressure.
Yeah, yeah.
So they have to be, you know, top of the line. And that's why brewery coopers work themselves out working. They got paid a lot of money because they work super hard.
Oh, yeah.
Henry Mayhew, who was a journalist in England, wrote a lot about social conditions, and he interviewed a brewery cooper. The guy said, "Brewery cooper is an old man at 40, sir."
Wow.
I said, "No thanks."
Do you think it attracts people who are hardworking, generally speaking?
Well, there are different branches of the trade. In places like England, if you were small thing, you could make buckets and tubs. Dairy work. There's a, you know, a good call for that. And if you're really motivated, you do beer work. But in the U.S., things are a little different because coopers, pretty much like anywhere, had to work for whatever industry was local. If you were a cooper and you lived in Duxbury, what are you going to do? Meat casks? Dairy containers, maybe? Fish?
I mean, because we were really involved in international trade.
The casks are made for shipping something local out.
Yeah.
There's a tanker at the Plymouth Museum. It's about this big. So would John Alden have made those small ones to
Probably.
drink from?
If he was coopering all the time, probably.
So
Because they
all
were real
different
common.
sizes.
The one that's in there is similar to that. Like, I was passing that around before. I said that tankers were really common from probably the 14th century right to the end of the 18th century, because pewter was expensive, clay was off and on, glass is ridiculous, silver is pretty unaffordable.
Yeah. What's the smoke for? You might have mentioned it earlier.
Well, the first heat that I put in here softened the wood so I can bend it. That's all.
Oh, I see.
You're all wondering, is he going to really get this done or not?
Yeah, that looks like a ton of work.
Well, you know, if I were in my shop, I have everything I need right there.
Just imagine cutting the staves, metalwork, bending, finalization. Oh gosh. Did you say the most skillful part of it is actually
Cutting the
staves?
joints of the
Yeah,
staves.
the staves. Yeah.
So if somebody's got machine cut staves, they're assembling it like you normally see, you know, a wine cooper or a place like that. If you go to Jack Daniels, you're not going to see anybody cutting staves. You're going to be assembling it with hammer hoops.
Yeah, yeah.
That was cool. But that's the hard part. That's what takes the longest to learn.
Yeah, sure. How long do you think it takes to become a pretty skillful cooper?
Depends on where you learn it, yes. Anywhere from 4 to 6 years.
So would John cut down his own trees and make his own tools and stuff?
I don't know. I would guess. But like me, I'd rather not have to cut down trees. I'd rather not have to split wood out. And I'd rather not have to go out in the woods to cut these hoops. Well, because the work that I do is already kind of old-fashioned, that's part of my job, making reproductions. But I think probably fairly early this country's history, there were people who in the wintertime would make money cutting hoop poles. It's a winter occupation. It doesn't take a lot of skill to learn, and you could probably sell all the ones that you cut.
Cutting what, sorry?
Hoop poles.
Hoop pole?
Hoop poles.
What's it? Oh, those. Oh, okay.
Go out in the woods,
Interesting,
cutting trees like that, splitting them in half.
Interesting.
What type of wood is that for the hoops?
Which hoops? These are white oak. That's what I cut yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I prefer hickory, but almost anything will get used. You know what it's like if you're in the woods, you grab a tree and bend it. You can tell if it's going to bend well. You can't tell if it's going to split. Witch hazel grows all over the woods where I live. It would be nice. It'd be nice if I can use it, but it doesn't split. It's really, really twisted, windy stuff. And so you pretty much use what you can get. If I get this hoop on, I'll be happy.
I read some of the early
stubborn one.
pilgrims made money just making the staves and shipping them back then.
Well, they weren't cutting finished staves. They were cutting stave stock.
Yeah, stave lengths probably, yeah.
To split those. And there was a minimum thickness and a minimum width. So a lot of places where I live called pipe stave landing, pipe stave something, pipe stave hill, hoop stock hill, you know, things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was a lot of money to be made sending timber to England. Hoop stock,
That's true.
stave stock, or big cast, little cast. Generally they're sold as barrel size, hogshead size, butt, and pipe.
Okay.